If you've used Fusion for like a year, you've definitely heard of Reactor. If you haven't, Reactor is an amazing script made by the people over on We Suck Less that actually allows you to upload your own presets, templates, scripts, fuses, a bunch of user-made stuff to their database, and then anybody can get that for free. And it's not very commonly known how to actually get your files on Reactor. Today, let's solve that. So let's answer the question, how do you get your macro on Reactor? To show this off, I'll be using the new macro creator, which is my new product, which allows you to make macros in a fraction of the time and allows you to quickly export things as a Reactor atom. Though over here we have just flow character rigger, which is actually already a Reactor atom you can actually already get on Reactor. So if we go up here to workspace, scripts, Reactor, and then open up Reactor down here, wait for it to load in. And up here at the top, if we type in just character, we're gonna see flow character rigger right here. So you can actually see this macro is already on Reactor. And today I'll show you how to set this up just like I have it over here. So once you're done using the new macro creator to set up your macro how you want, which you can see the quick start video down below, we can come on up here to file and then export macro for Reactor. This is going to be the final step for this macro. This is how we know it's completely done. We're ready to show it off to the world. This is the final product. We can come up here, export macro for Reactor. It's going to load in everything. It's going to start saving our macro. And then it's going to load us right into the atomizer. This is my macro atomizer specifically for this tool. But if you have any other type of tool, like user-made tool, you can use the built-in Reactor atomizer, which also has very similar layout to this. By default, it's going to be taking in your author or company that is going to be your username on your computer. So if you have that set up, it'll just bring in your name. You can obviously change that, and then you'll be able to save this as your new default for next time. So we can keep that as my company name, which I like for all my macros. It just takes your tool name from the name you chose up here, but you'll obviously want to put in your name right there. And then you also want to get your macro type. For a Fusion macro, it's going to assume you're going to want this in a searchable with shift space. And with the effects panel, if you want this for edit page macro, you have to choose what type of edit page macro it's going to be. And then also choose a pack name if you want this certain macro pack to have a specific name. Otherwise, you can add this on later on. We can also select a version number, and it just fills in with today's date automatically, but if you want to change this, feel free. We can also give a donation link. I have my Ko-fi link, but you can put in an email to link, a PayPal link, and a bunch of other things. Even Bitcoin, I think. Over here, we can put in a suggested dollar amount in a specific currency if you want to, and you can also quickly open up this website. You want to save your Atom folder to a specific spot, and I would recommend having one folder for all of your Atom files. So to choose our folder, we don't want a folder for the specific Atom. We want a folder for all of them. So I just have it in Documents. I have a folder for DaVinci Reactor Atoms, and I store all of them in here. I just select this folder, and then it will autofill with the rest of this information, which is the actual name of the folder you are creating. If you now were to open this, it will actually create this folder, and it will open it up, I think, just behind DaVinci, and it'll open it up just like this. And we can see we have the com.companyname.toolname right here, and we can see that is also laid out right here. So we can see this is what we're making. And this is the actual atom file. This is what is a .atom. This is storing the information that will be used in the Reactor UI. So if we open this up right now, it's going to give us some basic information. We have some basic deploy information, which this is the folder structure that's going to be making when we actually export this. And then it has your donation amounts right here. It has the description, which I have just a default description in there. And it has the information we just looked at the top. And we'll look at this again once we're done so that you're able to see the actual finished product as well. But we can go ahead and close out of this. And even if we were to change any of these now, which we can go ahead and change this to just, say studio instead. If this name is different than the one we just looked at and we try to open it up again, or we save it again, it's going to remove the other one and just give us this new one. So to show you what that means, we just open this one up, and this is the one without the S. But if you go back out to here, the folder of everything else that had the S at the end, that's just gone. We only have this one file now. We can then choose a thumbnail for this particular macro. So we can choose browse, find whatever image we want. We'll just choose this thumbs up button right here. Click OK there, and it's going to add that right in there. We can export any loader images we have stored in here. So if there's any PNG, JPEG images, bitmap images inside of a loader node, which is adding an extra graphic into your macro, then you can click this and it will take those images from their saved locations, put them with your .setting file, And inside the loader nodes, it'll also tell them to look next to that file for the new images. You can also choose to export a README file. This is just going to tell you what to do with this Atom folder, which I'm going to tell you how to do right now. So we'll just uncheck that. And you can also save all the starred options up here at the top for the next time you open this as the new defaults. I also do want to make this an S at the end because that is actually how I format my things. And then down here we have the description HTML editor. So by default, Reactor uses HTML styling for its descriptions, so it's really easy to understand what things are trying to say. So it's not just like a wall of text, right? I like to have headers as an actual title for my descriptions, so I give you a default description title, but if you don't want this, feel free to just remove it. And that'll just give you a blank slate right here for us to use. Down here, we have the HTML actual body, so we can delete what we have in here right now, but we can see, if we look down here, here's our preview, which we can see yours bolded because it has the strong tags around it. And then we have text here, which looks normal, and then you can do fine, and then emphasis on multiple, and then regular lines. And it's inside of this pre-tag, which allows you to actually like add new tabs, and you don't have to do as much internal formatting for this, for everything to work internally. Otherwise, if you were to use just a p tag, you have to add a new p tag for every new line. So if we try to do this and do a new enter, it'll add this to that same line, but just with a space. But otherwise, you're able to enter ordered lists, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do unordered lists, which is bullet points. You're able to just add in a single list item to those if you want to. You can add in a table, which is a little bit confusing, but you can then add in stuff into here really easily. And you can obviously add more columns and rows into here as well. We can emphasize, we can center text, bold, strike through, underline, make it a header of one of the three kinds, make it a paragraph, use the pre-formatted, make it a block quote, which actually makes it inset some, so we can just add it right here, adds it inset a little bit so you can add a little bit more emphasis to that paragraph. We can colorize something, which we can also look at all the colors right here if we follow this link, but I'm not going to. But we can go ahead and put in whatever text we want and it will just take on that color. Or we can add in an href, which is just a link really easily. We can just type in either a short name for it and then add the link into these parentheses, or add the link in the middle here and add the link in the parentheses. Either way, the link has to go in the href parentheses, otherwise the link won't actually work. But there you go. You're obviously able to format this however you want. You're able to style this however you imagine, but just describe whatever the tool is doing and describe how to use the tool. You can't really insert images into here super easily, but if we look at my example up here, when we look at Reactor again, and if we look for character rigger, we can see I tell you a quick introduction, which just tells you make or find a 2D character, split the character into sections like these, I say example sections, and then connect all of your layers, and then I also give a video showing off how everything moves, and a little bit more of an explanation on the We Suck Less post that I actually posted about this. And then I give some more explanations, and the rest of this is auto-filled with just Reactor's like internal data. Let's go ahead and close this, and let's actually export the final result real quick. So let's say that we have everything set up just fine. Let's go ahead and choose our image again for our thumbnail. Let's say that this is how we want our description to look. We can also then choose a fuse ID, which a fuse is anything that can be either a node or a modifier that you could have gotten off of Reactor. That can be something like XGlow, or it can be like the audio sync features that we have from Reactor as well. But either way, you can find these from the last column of Reactor. When you find the one you want, like my anim utility script right here, which I also made this, also you can see some more information about this. All the way over here to the right, we can see the ID. Just type in this exactly for whatever tool you used in your macro, and you're able to have the user download this whenever they actually go to use and download your macro now. You just type in, for example, if you had an anim utility for whatever reason as a requirement, you could just type in com.asherroland.anim utility, and that would be giving the user anim utility whenever they go to install this. But just because you're using anim utility, by the way, you don't actually have to add that. But we don't use anything like that in here, so we can go ahead and just click on Save Atom. When we click Save Atom, it's not going to prompt us to choose a save folder because we've already chosen it right here. It's just going to save all of the files and then open the folder for us. So we can see we have a macros and a templates folder. First, let's take a look at our atom file. We looked at this earlier and we saw that the deploys just had an example deploy in there because of our one chosen selected item. Now we can see we have 4 of them because one of them is our thumbnail we chose, which takes on the name of the actual macro, and then the other one is the macro. And we can see there's 2 different folder locations for these because one goes into the location for the effects panel on the Fusion page, and the other one goes to the location of where macros for the searchable shift space menu are found. And we still have our donation amounts, and we still have everything else that we had up here at the top. If we also then had the requirements like used fuses, those would go right below deploy right here. You don't really have to mess with this unless there's a problem with this. We can see, just like how we had in our deploy sections, we can see macros, creator, Fusion Pixel Studios, and then we have our two tools with our thumbnail and our macro sitting right here. We can see we had export loader images checked, but because there were no loaders inside of the node, nothing happened. They just ignored them. Now, to get this actually on Reactor, all you have to do is select all of these, right click, and if you have 7-zip, use 7-zip to just add to archive, and it will autofill this for you if you're using 7-zip and if you zip up these folders specifically. But you want to zip up these folders specifically and then put in the name just like this. You want the name to match the folder name, but then just put a .zip at the end. And then do OK. And then you'll have the .zip and you'll upload these 2 files. They want the .atom file and the .zip file. So let's go ahead and show you my submission on the We Suck Less forum. So we can see right here on We Suck Less, here I am posting. I uploaded a video showing off how the tool is used. I explained what the tool is, what everything does, how to connect things into the tool. And then I provided the .atom file and the .zip file. And then Second Man came back. He's the guy who's going to be talking to you about uploading stuff to Reactor. He'll come back with saying, hey man, thanks for uploading this, it's awesome. He'll come back with saying, hey, something's a little off about this. Are you sure this is how it's supposed to be? Just making sure you're right about it. Or he's going to say, hey, this is just blatantly wrong, please fix this. Just to make sure that everything uploaded to Reactor is up to standards. Also make sure that there's no obvious problems with your macro, because everything on Reactor should have a minimal standard of like functioning accurately and properly, right? But once you've made your post on here, you're good to go. Obviously, to make your post, you have to make an account. So when you first head on to We Suck Less, all you have to do is come on up here to this checkbox to register. You're going to be agreeing to some terms, so agree. And then put in all your information right here. So once you get all logged in, you come on down here on the home page, come past the main Blackmagic design section and the open source in this section, come all the way down here to the projects and development. And then the very last one of these is Reactor submissions. You want to come into here, and then up here at the very top, you want to make a new topic. You want to select the topic of nothing, and then you can either put in submission up here at the top, just like this, or you can just leave it blank. And then they'll probably put a submitted at the very end once it's actually on React. But you just describe the name of whatever tool it is, either the exact name of the macro or a brief description of what it actually is and what it does. And then you can put in your videos, images, descriptions, everything you need to describe it right in here. And then at the very end, you'll take these 2 files, drag them into the actual editing block, and then they'll just be added as attachments. And if we hit preview now, we can see they come in as these download blocks. So all you have to do is just drag them into the editing section and they will actually just autocomplete this stuff for you. The We Suck Less forum is super easy to use. If you haven't been making posts on here, if you ask questions, I highly recommend it. People are fantastic on here. They love answering questions. Sometimes they take a little bit to respond because people are often busy. So just bear in mind that you may not always get answers for some more complex things. Otherwise, check out the older posts because a lot of the stuff on here is really, really good information. And once you're done, you can go ahead and just keep all these saved inside of your atoms folder and you are good to go. Congratulations, you just uploaded your first macro to Reactor. And if you use the new macro creator, congratulations. But if you don't know what the new macro creator is, check out the quick start guide video down below to get you introduced on how to use the new macro creator. There's a lot of different folder structures if you want to have a bunch of different types of other Reactor atoms. And I'm going to cover different Reactor atoms in the future to help you understand everything you need to make Reactor atoms for anything. Because right now, making a Reactor atom is kind of a mystery for most people. So let me know down below what other things you want to see me add into Reactor. Check out this video over here to get your introduction to the new macro creator, and check out this video over here to get introduced to macros.